This is the saddest movie because there's no answer. This is the story of Roy without Jesus. And I just sat there and I'm just like, you're kidding me. This guy finds a homeless guy on the street. He is obviously demon-possessed because he hears voices. Okay? It's so simple. Get saved. And then break the power of the devil over you. Make the demons leave. Cancel their assignment. And then the guy's free.
This is the movie?
Mm-hmm. It's called The Soloist.
In the theaters?
Yeah.
Really?
No, not all.
Okay.
No, I'm looking at my sixth sense watching this movie. But in the movie, what I'm saying is that there's no answer. There's no hero. This guy finds somebody on the street, and he just, like I said, he has voices in his head, and he can't help him. All he can do is be his friend and just learn to live with the problem. Guys, do you know what that means? We have told God to get out of America, and He's done it. And when God gets out of America, that's when the nasties come, because they can't come in the presence of God. And so I literally, it was everything I could do, because the Jesus in me wanted to stop, wanted to be the first one that was leaving the theater. But right before you left, be in the way and just fall on my knees and with my hands held high and say, Jesus, please don't leave us. That's what I felt inside, but I knew I'd embarrassed Ashley. But I mean it. And I got a notebook, and I said, Ashley, write everything I say. And I wrote an incredible song, and it is just absolutely incredible. And it talks about a life without God, a world without God, because that's what we have. But bless God, we're still here, and we've got Him. But that's His only intrusion into this world. If we, the church, don't do something, we're the answer. If we just have religion, He's going to eat us for lunch. So we have got to be the answer. We got to be, like Isaiah 60 says, the light, because the world is getting dark. I left there and went to Walmart, and with my sixth sense, I'm walking around and I'm seeing all these demons, and I'm like, whoa! They're out there. They're there, and they're coming out because the presence of the Lord is gone from America. It's gone. I'm telling you. My friend told me this weekend, I really like it. She said, Angie, you live by your sixth sense. I like, because you have your five senses, but you do have your spiritual sense. And most of my life is lived out of my sixth sense. The Bible says to do that, you just pray in the Spirit, and you sing. I do all those, and just read the Word. And then you will walk out. You will walk out of here, and you'll walk in your sixth sense. And everything that touches you will have to hit that shield. It's absolutely amazing. But anyway, the thing is, it's just a world without answers. I will not live in a world like that. I will do something to change it, even if that means my life will have to be given. So be it. I don't care. I cannot live in this world the way it is. And I hope you can't either. So after the flood, penalty for murder is capital punishment. Now, a lot of people are against capital punishment, but it is told by God, if you murder somebody, you are to be murdered. Not patted on the hand and say, oh, well, you are just insane. You're to be murdered. You are to be the death penalty. There were many things that called for the death penalty in the Jewish religion, the faith. The principle of earthly government is established. We talked about that. Whoever sheds man's blood, by man, shall his blood be shed. For in the image, why? Why does this have to happen? Because for in the image of God, He made man. You kill someone, that person was made in the image of God. God requires their blood to be shed. That's what He's saying. This is why abortion is wrong. Because we are sacrificing to demons their innocent blood, and it is polluting our land. Remember we talked about the fact that Abel's blood cried out? It's polluting our land. No wonder The demons are drunk. So you shall not pollute the land in which you live, for blood pollutes the land. This is Numbers 35:33. Blood pollutes the land, and no atonement can be made for the land for the blood shed in it, but by the blood of him who shed it. Point blank. Also, did you notice this? Israel had no prisons. Isn't that something? No prisons for the ones who had committed the crimes. Now I'm going to show you what happened. Numbers 35 and Deuteronomy 19 show the legal punishment done to those that premeditate murder and accidentally murder. There was a difference. If you accidentally murdered someone and you did not have evil intent in your heart for them, then that was one thing. But if you premeditated that murder, you were to be killed. Okay? Genesis 9:9-12. Behold, I establish my covenant or pledge with you and with your descendants after you. And we read that part. But just like the Abraham covenant, this one is also unconditional. This covenant that God says, I will no longer flood the earth. It's not based on if Noah and his family is good enough. It's a covenant that God made with himself unconditionally. I will not flood the earth again with water. I will never, ever do it again. So, man doesn't have to do anything to maintain it, and man cannot be good enough. Okay. Heavenly bodies are for signs. You said that in Genesis 1? Yeah, 1. Where did the rainbow come from? Anybody know? Revelation 4:3. And he who sat there appeared like the crystalline brightness of jasper and the fiery sardius, and encircling the throne was a halo that looked like a rainbow of emerald. I mean, it's kind of like God said, I'm going to make a promise. Let me grab this, and this is this is my promise, and this is my sign of the covenant. And now it's in our skies as a sign. Isn't that something?
Yeah. That day that I saw it all the way across the sky, we just studied Revelation, and I was driving down the road and saw it out in my rearview mirror. And I'm going to tell you something. I had to get off the road, and I had the thought in my head just as strong as I could be. God was letting me see a part of the throne room.
Powerful.
That's exactly what I thought. And now when I see a rainbow, I get ballistic, because that's exactly what I think. He's letting me see part of the throne room.
The rainbow is all the colors.
Yeah.
And so we talked about the fact that Ezekiel 28 talked about all the colors, all the gemstones. That's what God's like. Do you remember in the passage, it's in Exodus somewhere right now, I can't think of it. It's around after he gives them the 10 Commandments, and they break them. I think, and the elders go up. The 70 elders go up. What do they step on? Remember when they actually, God comes down and they actually commune with God in fellowship with a meal. What do the 70 elders step on? Exodus 24, verse. Let me start back a little bit. Okay, verse 9. Then Moses went up with Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and they saw the God of Israel. Wow. And under his feet there appeared to be a pavement of sapphire. That's the throne room.
I should have remembered that one.
That is supposedly the crystal sea. Okay. As clear as the sky itself. Yet he did not stretch out his hand against the nobles of the sons of Israel, and they saw God, and they ate and drank. Whoa. Just Selah. That just blows my mind. 70 elders saw God and ate with him. This is like Jesus, when he was resurrected, came back and ate with his disciples. This is also like the two of them were angels and one was Jesus, and Abraham set a meal before him. You know, and we're commanded to have communion, to remember. So God's all about food, you know, like that type of communion, fellowship. So this just blows my mind. So sapphire and all the precious stones and things like that, those are heaven. So he just has this rainbow around his throne. He says, I'll just take this and make this a sign.